Hi, my name's Michael Kaiser, and I lead the project 3SIP 2C. Here you see me in Vietnam, looking at the consequences of human discarding of plastic into our environment and how it ends up on the marine coastline. Let's think about how this actually happens and the different issues that we need to think about. First of all, we need to think about the flow of plastic. Where does plastic actually come from? And we need to take a really large perspective on this. We need to look to the land first of all, and our river catchments. Here you can see the view from a plane flying over Vietnam across the Mekong. And what happens is that plastic at various points along this river's journey finds its way into the system and is slowly but surely transported to the sea. And as it passes across the land, it passes through cities and intense areas of human habitation. And here again, we have more inputs of waste plastic, either through deliberate discarding or through other activities that we may not normally think about. Most of us are familiar with the sight of plastic bottles in the natural environment, either thrown away or accidentally discarded. And they last for many years or decades or even centuries. But some of the plastic sources that we may not normally think of are found further up in our catchments. So for example, the use of plastic mulch, which has been revolutionary in many agricultural systems, but when it's ploughed back into soils, it can be washed out by rain and find its way into our rivers. Every time we wash our clothes using a washing machine and detergent, if those clothes are not made of natural fibers, then plastic fibers and particles will find their way through the water system into our rivers and then out to sea. So what can we do about this? Well, first of all, of course, we can change our behavior in terms of how we use plastic and how we dispose of it. This requires there to be the suitable infrastructure for us to dispose of plastic and recycle it accordingly. Government policies and interventions can help mandate people to dispose of plastic in a responsible way. But if those policies are not properly implemented and there is no proper cycle chain for these plastics, then this can break down and is no longer effective. Governments can take direct interventions, such as here in this aquaculture system in coastal Vietnam, moving farmers away from plastics that regularly break down and find their way into the marine environment to more robust systems that are less likely to be washed into the marine environment and destroyed by storms. But that can lead to other consequences, such as the displacement of people that cannot afford these more costly and expensive aquaculture systems. How do these people maintain their livelihoods going forward in the future? And finally, we can think about plastic waste as a potential source of business opportunities. And here we see the results of a project to recycle discarded fishing equipment and to turn that plastic into useful implements that we in society can use. So these are some of the complexities that we need to think about when contemplating the sources and sinks of plastic and the solutions that we can implement to try and reduce the consequences of plastic in our natural environment.